And that brain has been evolving through centuries to come to this point through conflict. Right? Are we moving together? Do we see together the rationality of it? The logic of it? That our consciousness, not ours, but human consciousness, which we went into very carefully the other day. And to realize that it is the human consciousness, you've already broken the pattern of individual consciousness. Right? So if one realizes that time is a factor of conflict, right? Then that very perception is action, is decision has taken place. You don't have to decide. The very perception is the action and decision. Right? You have to, please, we have to work together. It's not just you listen and I agree or disagree. We are working together. Now, there are multiple forms of conflict. As there are 1,000 opinions, so there are 1,000 ways of conflict. We are not talking about the many forms of conflict, but conflict itself. Not my particular conflict. I don't get on with my wife or with my businessman or this or that. But the conflict of the human brain in its existence. Hope you don't mind. Is there a perception? Please just first listen. You may agree or not agree afterwards, but just listen first. Is there a perception not born of memory, not born of knowledge, a perception that sees the whole nature of conflict, the whole nature, the nature and the structure of conflict, the perception of that whole? Is there such perception at all? You understand? Not analytical perception, not intellectual observation of the conflict, various types of conflict, nor an emotional response to conflict. But we are asking, is there a perception not of remembrance, which is time, which is thought? Is there a perception which is not of time or thought, which can see the whole nature of conflict, and that very perception is the ending of that conflict? That's my question to you. You understand the question? That is, thought is time, right? You see that? Thought. Thought is memory, knowledge, experience, put together in the brain as memory. All that is the result of time. I didn't know a week ago, but I know. And so on. The multiplication of knowledge, the expanse of knowledge, the depth of knowledge is of time. So thought is time. Right? Obvious. As any movement, any psychological movement is time. Right? It's not, don't agree with me, it is so. If I want to go from here to Montreux, I must time. If I want to learn a language, time. If I want to meet somebody at a distant place, it requires time. That time can be shortened or lengthened. And the same process, the outward process is carried inwardly. I am not, I will be. And the expanse of that. So, thought is time. Thought and time are indivisible. Can we go on? Do we see this fact? And we're asking a question. Is there a perception which is not time and thought? That perception entirely out of the pattern of the brain which has been accustomed to certain patterns, certain modes, certain ways. Clear? Is there such thing? And perhaps that alone is going to solve the problem. Right? Because we have not solved the problem of million years of conflict. We are continuing same pattern. We must find intelligently, hesitantly, with care, if there is a way of, is there a perception which covers the whole of conflict, and that very perception breaks up the pattern. Right? Now, how shall we meet this together? You understand? The speaker has put this question forward. It may be wrong, it may be silly, irrational, but if you have listened to it very carefully, if you have listened, it is our responsibility, yours as well as mine, as well as the speaker, to see if it is so, if it is possible. Right? Not say, well, it's not possible because I have done it. It's not within my sphere. I haven't thought enough about it. Or I don't want to think about that way at all because I'm satisfied with my conflict, because I'm quite certain one day humanity will be free of conflict. That's all just an escape from the problem. Right? Are we together in this now? Together